What's up, Jordan Oliver? Congrats on the win. Did it feel as good as you ever imagined it feeling, that winning feeling? Turn the mic on. You got it on there.
Got it.
Got it.
Feels great. Feels great. Anytime you're putting in, weeks of camp, training, getting ready, there's a lot of commitment. There's a lot of discipline. You got to buckle down. So, even 6 months, moved to Deerfield Beach 6 months ago to Kill Cliff and hit the ground running. Been training constantly. Days off that people get, I wasn't taking days off, right? This is something I pictured and imagined for a while. And I'm kind of bummed, right? I wanted to get in there for a 15-minute war. I didn't care if it ended quick, but it's always a good thing to get in, get out.
And get paid.
But I'm the type of person that likes that war. I like the blood. I like to give fans what they want to see, and hopefully I can turn around and get back on the card here pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. We know it's not a team sport, it's an individual sport. When you walk in that cage, the door shuts, it's just you in there and your opponent. But what can you tell me about this team, Kill Cliff FC, how they helped you prepare for this moment and what it means to you to do this for your coaches back there?
I don't know if team is the correct word. I say it's a family, right? We have a family at Kill Cliff. We got a bunch of coaches, from coaches in my corner, coaches at home, training partners. We're a big family, right? And that's a huge part of it. When you're going to take the cage, yes, I'm in there alone, but I know I have my family and support backing me. And those guys have been in and out the gym and going through the grind with me and know what it takes. So for me to get out there and represent them, it's an honor. I'm getting to represent Kill Cliff Fight Club. I'm getting to represent, my coaches, my teammates, my family, and so on. So it means everything, because it's not just me. Obviously, it's just me in the cage, but it takes a village for me to be able to perform the way I do and, compete at the highest level.
Did anything surprise you about this fight night? Either something he did in there, something you did, or maybe even before the fight, how you were feeling or how you're feeling now? Did anything catch you by surprise?
The craziest thing is I thought I would have nerves, right? And even wrestling, leading up the week into it, I had nerves. Getting on the mat, I had nerves. I had no nerves, right? So it was an amazing feeling. But the thing is you can control so much in this, and obviously it's a wild sport and anything can happen. But like I said, me and my family, aka my team, we train our butts off, so we prepare for the unexpected, right? We get comfortable in the uncomfortable. So I got caught with a leg kick right in the beginning, but one of my coaches in my corner, Sean Soriano, probably the best dude in the gym, put me down with a leg kick. So that leg kick in there, I was like, oh, this is just a little chip. This ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm. We spoke about DC and Henry this week, your relationship with those two great wrestlers, those two great fighters. What do you think they would say about this performance here tonight?
See, we're too close. Cormier and all of those guys would probably make fun of me. They'd be like, dude, you shot too quick. You scared to let your hands go? So they would be very proud. I got in, I took care of business. But even me, right? I'm a perfectionist, right? I got touched, 2 or 3 times. I gave up a leg kick. Those are things I don't want to give up, especially in getting later down the road and getting into those bigger fights. Everything counts. Coming from wrestling, every point counts, every minute, every second, every position, right? Same thing goes for in there. So there's a lot I need to work on, and even going into this fight, it's my first fight, right? You're wondering, where am I at? What do I expect? How's this going to play out? And sometimes you just got to let go.
Definitely. Last one for me. I don't know if you saw that Scott Coker went on record yesterday to say that Bellator 301 and Bellator 302 are already in the works. They're already planning the events, contrary to some reports that were put out there. I know you mentioned it earlier, but is one of those cards, does that sound good maybe in November or December?
Man, if there was a card next week, I'm getting on that thing. I'm trying to get on it, right? So those cards sound wonderful. If the boss calls me and wants me to fight in 2 weeks, dude, I'm fighting in 2 weeks. I love this. And after that thrill, I'm going to keep going.
Hey, Jordan, feeling good after your big win?
I feel good. I want more.
Good. So what were some of the biggest differences between competing under the NCAA banner and the Bellator banner now that you've actually stepped in the cage?
Both are it's an electrifying atmosphere, right? Both can bring it. I didn't even know until I stepped in the tunnel and I looked out and saw the lights in the cage, and immediately I got excited, man. I started bouncing in that tunnel. I'm like, just let me out, get me in this cage. So, you know, both of them bring an electrifying atmosphere, and they know how to put on a show, right? And you know, I'm an early prelim card, and we still have a stacked and packed house out there, and you can hear the fans. So, like I said, man, I'm ready to get home, get back to training, and do it again.
So you got caught with a nice clean punch early in that fight. Was it any different from being hit in trainings for in the lead up to the fight, or was it, you know, different getting hit really in the fight?
Well, you know, if you sit around my family and my team, they'll tell you I like to get hit, right? It's not a great thing, but I'm the guy in the room that I might have to take a hit or two hits to turn on, and then when I'm on, it's game on. So I actually liked it. I liked it. Obviously, I don't want it later down the road, bigger fights. Who knows? It could turn out the wrong way for me, right? But it's just an adrenaline rush. It's just like wrestling. I shot a bunch of double legs and went head to head and been stopped and good defenses, and you know that almost hurt more.
So the arm triangle was something you locked up fairly quickly as soon as it got to the ground. Is that something you prepared for in training? Is that something you were looking for?
Yes, I give a big shout out to my one of my coaches who didn't make it, Nick Lentz, aka Carney. Very, very good jiu-jitsu guy, and beats my ass every day in the room, you know. And one guy I cannot hold down wrestling wise, but he's put a lot of time and work and effort into me, and just, you know, learning the ways of grappling and transitioning my wrestling into grappling. So, you know, that's something that we worked on and something that, you know, I was looking for.
Thank you, Jordan.
What's up, Jordan? Congrats on the big win. That's one hell of a way to get your career started, man. I only have one for you. These guys cleaned up pretty well, but is there anything that you learned about yourself as an athlete tonight in your MMA debut?
You always learn, right? Every time you take, I say the mat, but now every time I take the canvas, I learn. You know, there's some things I could have done differently. I especially, you know, coming from that first fight, I got to manage space a little bit better, right? I gave up a leg kick, and, you know, we got in an exchange where, you know, he landed two nice punches. Not very clean, but they still touched me, right? So those are things I can work on, managing my distance and space. And, you know, later down the road, you know, letting the hands fly and kicks fly a little bit more, right? So, like I said, it's a good thing I have things to work on, and just, you know, back to the drawing board and keep improving.
Awesome, and let me ask you one more. Is there anyone in the Bellator division that you would like to see yourself fight, or anyone that you're interested in fighting?
Man, I could never call somebody out right now. It's my first fight, but, you know, my eyes ain't set on anybody but the champion, right? Whoever the champ is, and if it changes tomorrow, if it changes next month, guess what? The target's on them, right? But I'm coming for the belt, and that's what I want. I want to be a world champion in this, for Bellator in this MMA world, and I want to be a dominant champion for a while.
Thank you.
Thank you.